Hey there guys. Hey, we're going to talk about angles, types of angles, and angle relationships. So some of this is a quick review. Actually, all of this is pretty much a review. I just want to make sure you understand it as we move forward. Remember, you are responsible for taking notes at this station. You will take notes, and then afterwards there will be a practice video. It's labeled angle or video practice page video, and that you will bring to my station when I see you in a couple days. So today is just about learning or relearning a new concept and then practicing that concept before you do the independent practice. So types of angles. The video is going to go by rather quickly. I'm not going to stop very long, but remember, you do have a pause button, so you're probably going to have to pause to go over some of these. So types of angles. First type, we talk about a straight angle. Remember, a straight angle is essentially a straight line, and it measures 180 degrees. The reason you see this little dot there, remember, that dot is actually called a vertex. When you have more than one vertex, it's a vertices, but we have that dot there because this is actually two angles or two lines, and the vertex holds it together. So this is a straight angle which measures 180 degrees. Next, we have a right angle. Guys, a right angle is like most things around you. It's the corner of your page, corner of a book, picture frames, the edge of a box. A right angle is straight up and straight across 90 degrees. Remember, pause if you need to. And the last two, simple review, is, let me actually scoot this guy up big time. Acute angles and obtuse angles. So if I use my hand and my hand is 90 degrees, anything smaller than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. So I wrote down here in the description, it's any angle less than 90 degrees. Another way to look at it, if you can remember this, essentially that measures out to this. 1 degree to 89 degrees. Because you can't have 0 degrees. 0 degrees is nothing. So if an angle measures 1 degree all the way to 89 degrees, it is considered an acute angle. Next you have an obtuse angle, and that is any angle greater than 90 degrees. So to let me specify that, it would be more like this. 91 degrees all the way to 179 degrees. Because once you reach 179 degrees, the next one is 180, and 180, like you just learned before, is a straight angle. So again, an acute angle, anything less than 90, measures between 1 and 89 degrees. An obtuse angle is any angle greater than 90 degrees, 91 to 179. Now remember, the angles can open up this way. You can even have an angle open up like this way. It doesn't matter which way they open up. Next, we will have pairs of angles. Remember, pause the video if you need to, because you guys have notes to take, and I have already written this stuff down. So you have pairs to angles. Now this relates more to angle relationships. The first angle we're going to talk about, or set of angles, pairs, are adjacent angles. Now, adjacent angles share a vertex right here and a side. So, and I'm going to show you how you do this. This right here would be considered angle 1. Boom, boom. This right here is angle 2. Boom, boom. Well, they both share, look, they both share this side right here, and they both share the same vertex. So these are considered adjacent angles. Now the way you might see this in a math book, this would be angle 1. Yes, it looks like the less than sign, but that's how you say angle. And this would be considered angle 2. You don't have to write those two things down. I'm just kind of showing you how you might see angles. Well, the next thing we're going to look at is vertical angles. Now, vertical angles are formed when two lines intersect. Guys, I want you to imagine like a road. Okay, let's say we go down the street out of Wagner and we go towards the gas station. You know, you can take a right out of Wagner towards Churchill Farms and all that stuff. Go all the way down and you get to that gas station. Well, we have, you know, Highway 29 right here that takes us to downtown Georgetown and the toll road, or you can go straight and keep going down the inner loop. Those two cross, that makes an intersection. So you have two lines. Right here we have the blue line and we have this pink line. I'm not sure if the pink really shows up for you guys, but those make two lines. They intersect, and what they do is this. This is angle 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, right here, this is kind of a cool trick. If you use your hand and cover this up and you look to the side, this pink line measures 180 degrees if you turn your paper. Now, if you were to add up angle 1 and angle 2, those would both equal 180 degrees. Now, what this says, vertical angles have the same measure. So these two lines make up vertical angles. The vertical angles would be this. You take the pink and the blue, you cross them. Angle 1 and 3. Angle 1 equals angle 3. So whatever angle 1, whatever that measures in degrees, when you measure it, it's going to be the exact same measurement for angle 3. These two are called vertical angles. Also, these two are vertical angles. So angle 2 is the exact same measurement as angle 4. So no matter how you cross the lines, the opposite angles, these vertical angles, are always going to have the same measurement. Now this kind of relates back to the vertical angles. I had covered my hand up and I turned the page, and I had told you before that angle 1 and angle 2 added together would equal 180. If you need to, pause and rewind the video. Well, two angles that have a sum, which means to add, of 180 degrees are supplementary angles. Now these two, let's pretend this angle, which is obtuse, let's say it measures 130 degrees. Now let's say angle 2, which is an acute angle, let's say it measures 50 degrees. Well, if I were to take these two angles, 130 plus 50 degrees, that is going to equal 180 degrees. So like look at the bottom right here. That is a straight angle. So this plus this equals 180. So in other words, angle 1 plus angle 2 is going to equal 180, which makes them supplementary angles. Well, how the heck are you supposed to remember that? Well, my little trick that I use, supplementary angles start with an S. So does a straight angle. Straight angle starts with an S. And what does straight angles equal? 180 degrees. So they both start with S, and that helps me remember personally that this is supposed to equal 180 degrees. Now, much like supplementary angles, you can have a right angle, which is right here. Let me actually see if I can get a highlighter or something. You can take this right angle, which we learned at the beginning of the notes. Boom, boom. That is a right angle. Try to block this out. Now this little box is right angle symbol. Remember, a right angle equals 90 degrees, correct? You take that right angle and then make another little line right there. Now what you have is you have two angles that are formed. Here's angle 1 and here's angle 2. So let's say angle 1 equals 60 degrees and angle 2 equals 30 degrees. I'm trying to keep this pretty easy. Well, if you take 60 plus 30, you're going to get 90 degrees. Well, two angles, like angle 1 and angle 2, if they have a sum, which means to add, of 90 degrees, hey, they're complementary angles. Now, I didn't plan on doing this, but let me go ahead and show you something that is not a complementary angle. Let's say you have an assignment and you look right here, and this is what you got. Well, to what you see, man, it looks pretty good. Well, if this is 50 degrees, and this is 35 degrees, what's 50 plus 35? 50 plus 35 is 85 degrees. Now, to the naked eye, this may look like it's a right angle. You're like, yeah, that's 90 degrees. Definitely a complementary angle. But when you add 50 plus 35, well, guys, you only get 85 degrees. So these two angles are not complementary angles. So hey guys, you just took notes over types of angles, which are the right angles, straight angles, obtuse angles, acute angles, and then we talked a little bit about angle relationships. You know, you have the adjacent angles, the vertical angles, supplementary and complementary angles. You're going to use all this knowledge that you just learned and or relearned to go and help you out with the practice page. If you go to the YouTube channel, there is a page that is a video practice for this set of notes. Remember, if you have questions in the back of your head, back of your brain, write these things down, and when you get to my station in a couple days, I'd want you to ask me. That's why I created these rotations. You know, pick my brain. Let's see what you got going on. If you need to, please watch the videos. These are very important. I know you guys can do this. It may take a little more thinking. I know you just got back from break, so it's like, we have to do more math. Well, you guys got this. I believe in you. So, make sure you do your work, and I can't wait to see you guys when you rotate to my section.